All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Dylan's Daily Show, and I want to do a little video here talking about net neutrality, since we all know net neutrality was just repealed by the FCC, was put in place during the Obama administration in 2015. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what net neutrality is and what it does. If you want to hear about that, you can go to redlinemedia.org, where I uploaded an article written by a good friend of mine, 1776 Campaign, or Josh. He wrote a fantastic article going into detail about net neutrality and what it does. So if you would like to learn more about that, you can go over there. We are going to be touching on how your internet browsing experience is going to change now that net neutrality has been repealed. So conservatives are really split on net neutrality. They didn't know if they supported it or not. A lot of I, for example, supported net neutrality, but I know a lot of other conservatives and a lot of other people on the right did not support net neutrality. Reason being is that it is a government regulation. It is the government stepping in to the free market. Okay, and so a lot of conservatives look at that and they say, yeah, I don't like that. I don't want the government stepping in the free market. I don't support that. I think it's bad. But what you have to remember is that it's stepping in and it's regulating the internet service providers. And in most areas in the United States, there aren't very many internet service providers. In fact, in general, right, there are not very many internet service providers. There's a couple of big ones, and that's it. There's, AT&T, Comcast, Verizon, things like that. You've heard of them. They're very big. But in most areas, there aren't very many. You have one or two to choose from in most areas. And if there's only one or two to choose from in most areas, there's not much competition going on within the internet service providers, right? So there's really not much preventing the internet service providers for, say, charging more money for so-called internet fast lanes, or slowing down, traffic to certain websites that they don't want you to see. If they're a liberal-leaning company, they can slow down traffic to websites that they don't, agree with. Or when it comes to like Netflix and Hulu, for example, if Netflix were to pay these internet service providers more money, they could, speed up Netflix and the browsing with Netflix, and they could slow it down for Hulu. There's not really much preventing them from doing that. Let's say, for example, that you have a grocery store in your area, and it's the only grocery store in your area, in the state. Let's say there's one grocery store in the state. I know this really makes no sense because there's a lot of grocery stores, but let's just use this for an example, right? There's one grocery store, okay? What's to prevent that grocery store from increasing the prices of its groceries? Nothing. Because there's not other grocery stores in the area. The essence of capitalism is that there's a lot of competition, thus lowering the prices of products, right? That's why Walmart has low prices, Target has low prices. If you want something for cheaper, everyone knows Walmart's cheaper than Target, so you go to Walmart. But if you want a better quality product that's still pretty cheap, you go to Target. But the essence of capitalism is that we have a free market with a lot of competition that drives down the prices, okay? We don't like communism, because that means that the government has full control of everything, and it's essentially, the government is one giant monopoly, and we don't want that, right? But if you take the government out of the equation, and you just have one or two internet service providers, then they become a monopoly, right? And there's nothing really stopping them from, doing what they want, since there's no competition. And so what net neutrality was doing was essentially preventing these internet service providers from taking advantage of the fact that there's not very much competition, and favoring certain companies over others, or favoring certain websites over others. Now, I can't sit here and make any promises about what's going to happen now that net neutrality has been repealed, because I don't know. All I can do is tell you what they are allowed to do now and what they weren't allowed to do before, and we can see what happens down the road. I can't guarantee that Comcast is going to speed up streaming to Hulu and not to Netflix, or vice versa. I can't say that. But what I can say is that they are allowed to do that now if one company wants to pay more money. Now, a lot of conservatives, like I said, supported net neutrality. I personally supported net neutrality, but I only supported it until we were able to get more internet service providers in areas so we could have more of a capitalistic system going on, right? I would love to see more competition with internet service providers, because right now there isn't. And if we had that, then we wouldn't need something like net neutrality to prevent these companies from taking advantage of the fact they are so big and nobody really competes with them. So, yeah, is there really anything to worry about, per se, now that net neutrality has been repealed? I don't think so. Is your internet browsing experience going to change drastically? I don't think so. But there are certain concerns that can come from the ending of net neutrality, and that's what I'm telling you guys about today, because I think it's pretty interesting. I know a lot of people have been asking me about this, what is your opinion on net neutrality and everything like that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And of course, we will keep you guys updated on what's going on. And, perhaps if stuff starts happening, because in 2015, before 2015, when this was implemented, there was stuff going on before. And that's why it was implemented in 2015, because there was a problem before, and so they implemented it. So maybe down the road we can implement something new. We can, have discussions about what to implement down the road, and that would make significant change to make the internet browsing experience better. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and share, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.